got me at a low. 'Cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
You can ride out all the blue. I wanna do what you want to. We can leave and run away someday, someday. I've been saving you, and you save me too. Yeah, I need it, don't you need me too? 'Cause I need you. Yeah, so call me anytime that you need a favor. Call me anytime I can come and save you.
Hey everybody, Captain Dave Schneider. Listen, I'm indoors. It's been raining like the dickens outside, and I had a guide trip this morning. Went great. I fished with Mike and Matt Zanchuk. If I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sure I am. But anyway, a couple of fellas, man, they're flat out good fishermen. We had a great morning. Caught 26 fish. We had one right at 7 pounds. We had another one right at 5 pounds. We had a couple of other fish in the 3.5 pound range. We had a real nice five fish limit, but we had 26. Matt's a really good fisherman, quite frankly, and his dad Mike did a really nice job as well. We fished artificials the whole time, and I want to share something with you here, and that is I want to show you the rig that I've been using to catch fish. And there's some things about it that make it special. First of all, what makes it special is I'm using a fluorocarbon leader, which is crazy for me because I really have never used a fluorocarbon leader. Not here anyway. I've just always used braid. Braid is what it is. Braid is all you need. But I've gone to a couple other things here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about it. First of all, I haven't been using the traditional leader in that, you know, guys use all those popular knots, the uni knots and all these other knots that have been created to link lines together, and I get that. But I'm going to tell you, I don't like those knots. I just don't like them. I don't know if I just don't have my confidence in tying them. I know that's silly because, you know, in my saltwater experience, we use those knots all the time, and I've used them there. But for whatever reason, I just don't like to use the knots. And so what I've been doing, and anybody who's fished with me knows this, if I'm using a fluorocarbon leader, which I do all the time when I'm drop shotting, I like to use a swivel. I've already mentioned the knots and what have you. But I want to show you specifically what I'm doing here. I want to show you what I'm doing. First of all, I'm using a real big swivel. In this case, I really like Spro swivels. They're ball bearing swivels. They're really top quality. I use a much smaller one for my drop shotting, but for this scenario, I use a big one, and I use a big one on purpose. All right, this is a pretty good size. You can see that this is a pretty good size. It's a number 4. It's a big swivel. Now I use that specifically along. You see my hook, you see my Senko. In this case, I'm using a Senko, and I use that specifically because I'm trying to create something, and this is why I'm showing you. This is why I'm showing you this stuff, guys. All right, I take in this case I've got some 20-pound fluorocarbon. I'm using 50-pound braid and 20-pound fluorocarbon, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a chase scene. And I really want you to, about that much leader is all you need. You can see here, I'm just going to snip that. The first knot you always tie is going to be, of course, on your swivel itself. And get that focus for you here. You tie your swivel first. And I use Palomar knots for just about everything, and this is no exception to that. I'm going to tie this real quick for you. Overhand once. Get your loop, you got your loop there, and of course back through, and that's your Palomar. Always moisten your knot, just like that. Tighten her down. The next knot that you're going to tie after you've tied your leader material and to your swivel, which is, you can see what I've done here. All right, I've got the swivel tied to the leader material. The next knot I like to tie is to the main line. This is 50-pound braid. I tie to the main line next. Primarily because it's easier than pulling the hook through the mess. So I'm just going to go like this and get this tied real quick. Same Palomar knot, Same process. Get this tied real fast here for you. Loop-de-doo. Grab the deal, pull it through. And again, I'm using, and I'm going to tell you in a second here, but I'm using a really big swivel for this for a very specific reason. Now, talking to John Simon earlier, one of my subscribers there, and he and I talked a little bit. And I was talking to him about this, and he said right away, he said, oh, swivel, keep the twist out of your line. And that's absolutely correct. It will keep the twist out of your line, which is why I use it so much on my drop shotting, because that can be really problematic. But I've got a totally different reason for this here, and that is this. Now I'm going to tie my hook on. I usually keep this long enough. I usually keep my leader just about 12 or 13 inches is all I want. And the reason I do that is I don't really need it to be, I don't want it to be any longer than that, because I want it to be easy to cast. Okay, so I'm going to just eyeball this thing. You can see here, guys, I'm just going to kind of stretch it out and eyeball this thing to get about the 12 inches I'm looking for. Tie my knot. Now this particular hook is a little bit larger than what I've been using. I've been using a 4/0 Superline style hook from Trokar. They don't call it Superline hook. They got some other name. I'm sorry to your Trokar dudes. Eric, don't be mad at me. Eric Cheney, he rattles off the names of these hooks, the number. Oh, that's a blah, blah, 135, blah, blah, blah. It's just amazing. Of course, hey, listen, that's what he does. Me, I just tie them on and catch fish on them. But having said that, now I'm ready. I've got my leader here. I go from this point right here to this point right here. Up here, you can see it's better. It's about 12 inches here, all right? Now at this point, obviously, I'm going to tie hook my Cinco on, and I've just been rigging weedless. I've been going weedless. I had a subscriber stop and tell me he's been fishing with a little bit of weight to get it down a little bit. The water, guys, honest to God, the water's 13, 14, 15 inches deep. You don't need any weight on it. And I'm going to tell you something. Alyssa Dennison showed us all here the other day that you can throw it into anything with a little bit, with any kind of cover, and the bass come in there and they flat out eat it. So I like to keep it skin hook, guys. I don't show my hook out. I just keep it underneath the I'm sorry about the blurry there, and whatnot. But here's ultimately what I'm after. I've got about 12 inches away on this leader here, and I'm hoping you can see this here. I've got about 12 inches from here to here, and what this does, and this is important, what this does is this creates a chase scene. Yes, a chase scene. This little thing right here looks like it's getting chased by this little thing right here, and I'm going to tell you something. That will create a predatory response. A bass will see one thing chasing another, and it's a reactionary thing. So it creates a reaction bite even within your finesse fishing. And same rules. If you're on Okeechobee, other places it's all different. Everywhere else is different, guys. But if you're on Okeechobee, flat out. If you're on Okeechobee, and I've said if you're on Okeechobee enough times, I guess. But if you're out here, guys, you flat out better be taking it slow. You better go slow. You better fish slow. You'd better leave it laid there, let it sit 5, 6, 8 seconds, then give it a twitch and start moving it. But on Okeechobee right now, you got to let it sit, like always. Captain Dave Schneider, create a chase scene in your finesse fishing. Use a swivel. Use a fluorocarbon leader. The water's so clear, I can tell you straight up, the leader has created more bites for my guests and for myself. It's Captain Dave Schneider. It's a Guide's Life. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to get this thing to you right now. We'll see you later. Boop.
Reroute. Good. Get on it! Nice reroute! That's what. 42 here. Stay stacked, Nate. Stay stacked. Nice job. Oh,
Pedestal ball carrier. Pedestal ball carrier.
Well, hey guys, listen, Captain Dave, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you checking in. If you liked the video, do me a big favor and smash on that like button for me. If you're new, man, please think about subscribing. And if you've been around a little bit, for goodness sakes, share this thing. We're trying to build a fire. Listen, Captain Dave Schneider, I had a good day. I hope you liked the video. It was a big production. But anyway, I got her to you. It's a guide's life. It's a great life. And I'm on the water again tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll beat the rain. I've got some more guys coming in to fish, and we'll make you part of that. We'll see you in the morning. Thanks.
You need a